Hello, everyone. My name is Terrence. Welcome back to the MetaStellar YouTube channel. I am on the MetaStellar board, and I help out. And today I'm here to tell you that one of the best-selling free speculative fiction books on Amazon today was made into a movie starring Mark Wahlberg. Wait, really? It was made into a movie starring Mark Wahlberg?
Yep, and it's available on Paramount Plus. You can stream it right now.
Okay, I might have to check that out.
Oh yeah. It's super cool.
Okay, anyway, you can stream it on Paramount Plus. But before we get to that book, we have 9 other books to get through on to the top 10 list. You see, every single Friday, the team here at MetaStellar reads the first few chapters of every book on Amazon's top 10 list. Today, I was helped out by news editor Alex KOROLOV, community members NT Narbatovska. I apologize if I butchered that name. And ROMEL, MADRAY, they all helped out today. And also our fearless leader, Maria Korolov, helped out.
Okay, so for those of you who are confused why I'm not doing the introduction, I am hiding in my car right now because we had a power outage, and this is the only place in the area that has a working light, so you can see me.
Do not adjust your set.
I thought it was Godzilla coming.
Yeah, there's a massive storm here in Massachusetts. The winds are so bad. My car is actually being rocked by the wind as I sit here. It's crazy. It's like record low temperatures in places and stuff. It's insane. Just when you wanted your power to go out is when you have record cold.
Oh, please. Back in my day, we called this a Tuesday.
Right. So that's what's going on. So Terrence, our assistant fiction editor, is taking over the hosting duties and the recording duties and all the other good stuff, and he's got the pictures of the book covers.
Yes, I do.
It's a balmy day. Really lovely breeze.
Yeah. ROMEL is on a tropical island right now, and Terrence and I are both in Massachusetts. So we hate you, ROMEL. We hate you.
I just missed the golden sunset with the light falling on the clouds.
ROMEL, stop rubbing it in our faces.
Anyway.
Okay, on with the reviews.
Okay.
On with the reviews.
Today's list includes a young lawyer trapped in a quirky magical town, a girl who can see angels, a decommissioned spaceship that's now humanity's only hope to stop an alien advance, and that book that's been made into an action movie starring Mark Wahlberg, who I believe is one of the co-founders of Wahlburgers.
Yep.
The link to the article and to all the books is in the description below. And for those who are new, MetaStellar is an online magazine of speculative fiction, and all the content is always free for our readers. We publish original short fiction, reprints, excerpts, essays, and lots of book reviews. We are able to do this and keep all the content completely free thanks to our Patreon supporters. We even have our first anthology out. So,
and we're working on the second one.
Yes, to be continued. So let's start with the 10th book on our list. And
that was anthology. Okay.
Number 10, we have All Spell Breaks Loose. This one is by Annabel Chase. And
Okay, so I'll take over from here because I read this book. Well, not this book, but the first book in the series. So this is a series of 10 books, and it's about a lawyer who's driving to see her client, and she sees a guy about to jump off a cliff. So she tries to save him from committing suicide, and he turns out to be an angel, and her car's brakes go out and it rolls after her, and he winds up saving her life. And as a result of all of that, she winds up accidentally going into this magically enclosed little town where everybody is a quirky magical creature. And it turns out that she also has magic. She's a witch. And
a witch.
She can't,
a witch, as I say.
She's a witch. And she can't leave because the whole town is cursed. They're all cursed to stay in there forever. And the angel is a really hot guy. And there's also vampires and werewolves and elves and lots of other witches and all kinds of every kind of magical creature is there. And there's a murder. And the person who was murdered was the town's chief defense lawyer. And now our protagonist has to step up and fill in for him while the town figures out what to do with her. This is awesomely fun, kind of cozy, totally innocent, harmless, no stress, just a light, breezy read. All 10 books are on the free list right now, but today is the last day that the books are going to be free. So grab them right away if you like these kind of cozy magical mysteries. And there's also a sequence series that has 9 books in it that's also completely free. So it's 19 books. So since there's so many books, not all of them made it to the top 10 list. Some are in the teens and 20s down there on the Amazon science fiction and fantasy bookshelf. But they're all up there. And the author also has other series up there on Amazon, including an urban fantasy series where the book has more than 6,000 positive reviews. So I've already grabbed that one. But these books here also have a couple of thousand positive reviews each. So super popular author, great deal, lots of books. If this is the kind of thing you like, definitely snap them up right now because this is the last day that they're all free. So there you go, Terrence.
Okay. Thank you, Maria. And for our number 9 book, we have Touch of Magic, also by Annabel Chase.
Another of the books in the series. So you can just like keep going.
Okay. Annabel Chase.
Annabel Chase. In the series.
Here we are. We have Infinity, Bridger's Origin by Stan C. Smith. And having read this book for us this time was Maria, who read this book for us.
I think Alex, it should say in the article.
Okay. All right.
Because I know it wasn't me. Was it?
It's Alex.
There's been so many books.
It's Alex.
Okay.
It's Alex. So Alex is our news editor, and he's my little brother. And he's going to be editing this video because my computer's not working because we have a power outage.
It's EMP. It's EMP.
Oh crap, we're in a post-apocalyptic novel.
Are you able to read the description, Terrence?
I'm not seeing the description here at all right now.
You want me to read it?
Rommel, yeah, Rommel, go
Rommel,
ahead.
go for it.
Rommel,
Okay.
read Alex's review.
Okay, so Infinity is by Stan C. Smith. Alex KOROLOV, who is the assistant editor at MetaStellar, did a review of this.
News editor.
Assistant news editor at
No, just
MetaStellar.
news editor.
Oh, news editor at news editor at MetaStellar did a review of this book. This is a prequel to the 6-book Bridges series about travel between alternate universe versions of the youth. He previously reviewed this book in last July, and in April he reviewed his book Genesis, another book called Genesis Sequence. So Alex says, if you're into sci-fi stories about people traveling to alternate worlds, this is the book for you. The story takes a little while to get going, but he thinks it's worth the wait, especially if you like the idea of humans traveling to two brand new realities to find out what exists on a world that could be very different from their own. Safe Trek bridging to bridge people to different versions of the earth that diverge in evolution from the world we know. Pasarina and Scotty are two struggling professional fighters who've just been recruited and are in training to be bridgers. The people whose job it is to protect a small team of people that's traveling to an alternate version of the earth. Okay, so they are gods, really. They find out the first day of their training that their new job is a hard one, and they can easily have deadly consequences. Okay. Alex thinks the concept of this book is a cool one, and he definitely would read the whole book. He read about a third of it in one sitting, and he doesn't plan on stopping. So great review from Alex. And the next review, well, I'll leave it over to Terrence, and then the next one is my review. So yeah. So
Yeah.
Terrence, you want to take
Yep.
over? You want to continue reading?
Here we are. Okay, our number 5 book is The Girl Who Sees Angels by Jeffrey McClain Jones, and this one was read by Rommel. So why don't you tell us about this one, Rommel?
Okay, so this is the first of 3 books in the Sophie Ramos religious fantasy series. The other books are $5.99 each and are not on Kindle Unlimited. So my review of this book is that the main protagonist is a goth young lady, Latina, whose name is Sophie Ramos. She's a talented app designer working in a high-end app boutique, and she has the special gift of seeing angels. She doesn't really find it a special gift, but it's what it is. So in the first chapter, she's meets up with a psychic named Detta, who tells Sophie that, listen, you got a special gift. But Sophie finds these visitations quite stressful. She leaves the psychic and she nearly runs over Anthony Washington, Detta's son. Sophie finds Anthony attractive, and I have the feeling that a love story might be in the works from this first chapter. In the next chapter, we get to know a little bit more about Anthony as he's talking to his mother about Sophie. We also learned that Detta, why am I getting problems with that word? Detta thinks.
It's Data.
No. Detta thinks that Anthony might be interested in Sophie romantically, as he's just had a breakup. Anthony really just kind of keeps quiet about it. But anyway, in the following chapter, we dive into Detta's world, and we see her thoughts about Sophie and a bit about life in general. And at the end of the chapter, a core foreshadows that she has pulmonary fibrosis.
Ooh.
Over the next couple of chapters, we get to know a bit more about Sophie's background, her job, her life, her mother. We also learn more about Detta's relationship to Anthony. The next major event is a dinner that Sophie has with Detta and Anthony. At Deta's house, where they discuss Sophie's angel visitations. It's revealed that Deta is an exceptional woman, and Anthony thinks much of his mother. And he remembers the time that his mother prayed for someone with a lump growing out on their neck, and it completely disappeared. During the after-dinner chat, Sophie sees an angel and goes into full faith healer mode, commanding Deta's infirmity to leave Deta alone in the name of Jesus. Anthony is stunned at what happens and the fact that Deta is apparently healed. My review of the book. The book takes its time to develop the characters, and the story is carried along mostly through dialogue. That makes it a bit easier to read. We can see Sophie's journey to understanding her angel visitations with the backstory slowly being revealed. And I think the backstory is revealed at the right time as well. So you don't have this whole information dump. It's a slow read, but definitely it rewards those who are into this particular genre. The progression of the book is steady. There's key points where it goes high, a little bit more information, and key points where it levels off, but then it goes back to high. The dialogue helps actually push the book forward. The short chapters, the chapters aren't very long, but the short chapters actually help this book a lot because it keeps one key idea to each chapter and makes it a lot easier to read, very easy to read. So although it's a slow read, it's a satisfying experience for those into Christian fiction. It evokes, for me personally, the writing style evokes memories of reading Reader's Digest and Time Life books when they had Mysteries of the Unknown. But the writing style is pretty, it's pretty okay. This particular genre may not appeal to everyone, given its religious context, but it's worth considering if it interests you. For me, it's not something I would chase down as it's not sci-fi enough. Maybe unless the demons and angels are like those in Arthur C. Clarke's Childhood End, where it's a bit more sci-fi. But it was a nice book overall, and I think readers who are into this sort of fiction would be, guided towards it. So, Terrence, back to you at Mission Control.
And now we move on to our number 4 book, which is, darn it, another Annabel Chase book. Okay, should I skip that one?
Well, this is the number 1 in the series. So, guys, this is the one you should start out with. What is it? Curse? I can't read it. Curse. So start out with that one. And I'm like 3/4 of the way through the book right now. I really enjoyed it. I was reading it over lunch. And if the power comes back, I will definitely finish it. Actually, who am I kidding? If the power doesn't come back, I'll finish it because it's on my phone, and I've got it. My phone is all charged up. So I recommend this whole series. I recommend this author. And back to you, Terrence. Signing off from my car.
Okay, number 3, we have the science fiction novel called Starship Freedom by Daniel Arenson. This is the first of 5 books in the Starship Freedom science fiction adventure series. The other books are 99 cents to $5.99 each, but all are in Kindle Unlimited. Daniel Arenson has been on this list before. We reviewed his book Earth Alone back in October of last year, and his Kingdoms of Sand epic fantasy box set was just on this very top 10 list for 3 weeks in a row. And Anakin Skywalker gave those books a 0 out of 10, by the way. And this review is from N.T. Narvatovsky. Sorry if I butchered that name again. Starship Freedom is a horror mashup that claims the lineage of Battlestar Galactica and Starship Troopers. An alien menace threatens to destroy humanity, and it's only the crew of a derelict, decommissioned warship who can save the day. James King is the commander of the Freedom, a ship that has long since been decommissioned. It's now a living museum, complete with air shows and a gift shop. But when the aliens attack, they leave only the Freedom untouched, viewing it as little threat. King rallies his crew and prepares to take the fight to the enemy, despite overwhelming odds and a technology gap that will make his job that much more difficult. Arenson pens all the gory glory of the Starship Troopers movie franchise while avoiding the finer points of the novel of the same name. His aliens are insectile, intelligent, and ruthless, while his heroes are larger than life and full color. Unapologetically fast-paced, Starship Freedom still tosses in introspective moments that add a bit of flavor to the archetypes of its characters. While the story is sound and the pacing decent, the overall prose tends towards melodramatic. Arenson attempts to create a sense of terror and foreboding during the opening pages, but that build-up is rushed, and he found himself growing bored with the many descriptions of how scared the character was. Additionally, the characters lack the type of detail and nuance that would set them apart from caricatures, and the dialogue is stilted and awkward. This, along with the implausible layout of nations and power 200 years in the future, means that he personally won't be continuing this book. If you're looking for a quick read that's part horror and part low-threat military sci-fi, then you might enjoy Starship Freedom, which has 5 more books available after this first installment. Now, onto number 2 on our list. We're almost at the finish line, thankfully. Now we have the Reincarnation Papers by D. Eric Maikranz. This is a prequel to the 2-book Reincarnationist Papers fantasy series. The other books are $1.99 to $9.99 each and are not in Kindle Unlimited. The second book in the series isn't out yet, but is scheduled to be released next month and is available for pre-order. The series was made into a movie, Infinite, starring another Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg. The film was released in 2021 and is also available for streaming on Paramount Plus. Alex KOROLOV reviewed this book, and he goes on to say that he would classify the Reincarnationist Papers as an occult fantasy story, that you might enjoy it if you're into stories with some sort of spiritual leaning, and also if you're into mysteries. He read the first 3 chapters, and his thoughts were that the story has an interesting premise and a bit of a detective story to take in, which he did enjoy. He does plan to finish this book. Eric is an amazing journalist who's living in He's an amazing American journalist who's living in Rome. He's writing some articles about Rome and Italy for American publications, and he's also working as a tour guide to make some extra cash. In the first chapter, he learned that he had stumbled upon 3 notebooks in an antique store and looked like they were written in Russian, which is a language they studied. He bought the notebooks, but it turned out that they were actually written in Bulgarian. So Eric goes to the Bulgarian embassy in Rome and he enlists the help of a lady named Marina, who starts meeting up with him regularly to translate the notebooks. Over the next couple of chapters, they learn there's something odd about the person who's written the notebooks. The man's name is Evan, and it seems that he can remember past lives that he's lived as different people in different times and countries. That's as far into the story as Alex got, but he does say he plans to keep on reading to see where the story leads. If you read the Amazon description, it mentions some secret society of people who can remember their past lives and use that to control the world or something like that, which sounds like it could make for a fun read. And now for the number one book on our list, which I had the quote unquote pleasure of reading. That is Winter King by Juliana Haygert. This is the first chapter, or the first book, I should say, and what is called the West Court series. And judging by the first couple chapters that I read, I mean, paranormal romance isn't my personal cup of tea, but I thought this was pretty well written. It introduces you to the big characters and what you need to know about them right away. The hunky guy who is named Cade, he's the king of this empire and fantasy realm, and he's also a werewolf that has ice powers. Amber is a 20-something-year-old woman who just got fired from her restaurant job, and she was abandoned when she was 17 by her father, and her mother died when she was much younger, but she still tries to keep a positive attitude on life and to help people where she is able. So basically, what happens is that Cade abducts Amber because prophecy says that she must be sacrificed in order to protect his kingdom from a curse that is melting all the snow in the forest. And you can pretty much figure out where this goes. It's going to be a love story between the two of them. Cade is likely going to have conflicted feelings about sacrificing her, and Amber is gonna fall for him most likely. And he does have some cool ice powers, which I like. So just think hunky male version of Elsa from Frozen. So although this isn't the kind of story I would personally continue reading, I can see how others who are into this genre may enjoy it. So I would say that this is a perfectly palatable entry in the paranormal romance genre so far. And with that, those are the top 10 Free Friday books on Amazon. And if you enjoy our content, then be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube page. You can also support us on Patreon, whose patrons are listed right here. They include Humphrey, Mary, Alexander, Avery, me, Brad, David, Samantha, Melody, Anastasia, and Amira. So the links are in the description and the box below, and we hope you endured our suffering and that you had a good time. Maria needs to get inside the house because she's so mad cold right now. So
I'm in my car. I'm actually cozy and warm.
But by the way, I'm gonna make dibs on any reincarnation story. I feel innately qualified to talk about that.
Well, go read that book and tell us about it next week. Also, we have a newsletter that goes out at 5:00 Eastern time every Friday with all the books in it, with a free Friday story in it. So you can be sure that you don't miss anything for that weekend reading, because these books don't stay free for long. Writers put them on free as a way of promoting them, and then they take them off the free list soon afterwards. So grab them while they're still free. All right, that's my 2 cents.
Will and representation. Introducing the most pessimistic philosopher there is, Schopenhauer.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye bye.
bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Live long and
Live
prosper.
long and prosper.
Wait, no, let me not put up 2 fingers.